don't know whether to give my talk or answer the travel enough said question, but I think I have 5 minutes. I'll go with the talk. We started Boss Insights, an AI company that gives venture capital firms access to greater returns. And tonight we're here to talk about AI, and there's this huge divide on whether AI will unite us or divide us. So here we go, into the talk. A couple weeks ago, I was sharing a cab with a colleague at work, and it was after an event. It wasn't from my company, it was outside. She's actually starting as a principal at a VC firm in a couple weeks, and she has to go and raise from LPs. We were talking about her stretch goals. Do you guys know what I mean by stretch goals? Kennedy, all the founders are probably like, hell yeah. Kennedy in the 60s had the ultimate stretch goal of trying to get people to the moon, another planet. And I'm not trying to get people to the moon, but I do feel like my days are filled with stretch goals. And when she left the Uber, the driver said, wow, you guys are very different, because I see people all day long, and normally they're out for themselves, and you're really out for each other. And I said, well, of course, because if you're out for yourself, the best you can hope for is that you win, but then you win and you're alone, versus winning, and then you have your friends there with you, people you respect and admire. And I got to thank this Uber driver who showed me the through line of my life, which is about connection, hence the infographic. So here we are talking about AI, and it's a hugely divisive issue, tons of TED Talks about it. Will it bring about our biggest feats ever, or will it lead to our greatest demise as a humanity? Thing is, though, we've been here before. 200 years ago, we were talking about electrification, and some people were super psyched to be able to have light after dark, and other people thought it was going to come out of the wall and kill you. And the thing about electrification is it really can kill you. It doesn't come out of the wall, but it can kill you, and AI could kill us. But we are here, and AI is going nowhere, so let's be optimists about it and figure out how to make it unite us and not divide us. Shall we go to the data? Here we are on the data, and I would like to single out Microsoft, who used object and scene recognition, and this is meant to be a video, so pretend video playing right now, to enable the blind to have greater access to the world around them. Personally important to me because on my way to the Next Founders, the last cohort, I actually encountered someone who couldn't see. They were about this far from where they needed to be, and they could not have been more lost. And this, you press something on your glasses, and it shows the person, and he created this. He was part of the team. It shows them a skateboarder jumping through the air. AI. Awesome. Here's the thing, though. Let's go back to the data, and then you see AI create, same Microsoft, same company, creating a chatbot in 2016. And then within 24 hours, and I apologize to the people who are underage in the room, turned into this. And this is a huge problem. Same company out to do good. So let's go back to the data, which we did. We did a heck of a lot of research. Shout out to my co-founder who helped with all of this. And we created a framework, because that's what we do at Boss Insights, figure out frameworks for how to digest lots of information. If a company is doing this, and they're doing this in an ongoing way, connecting versus disconnecting, meaning no moats around your business, no exclusivity. If they're supporting the actual needs of the population versus manipulating them or biasing them. If they're supporting equality versus inequality, freedom versus oppression, blah, 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 blah. And the one at the bottom there is technological displacement, which is technology displacing jobs. 200 years ago, 80% of people were in farming, and now 2% of people are. I was a wealth manager, and that's a huge area of displacement. Hence, I'm in a tech startup now. It's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's about how you handle it. And AI will displace a lot of manual jobs, but it's going to increase the need of jobs that have empathy, jobs that have creativity, and jobs that have strategy involved in them. Oh, wow. So here's what Boss Insights is doing to do this. In the interest of time, I'm going to focus on two areas. One is data privacy. Founders are endlessly providing their information and their strategy, and it's going everywhere, and they have no control. We have a way to maintain privacy for us founders while also giving investors access to something they haven't had before, which is the ability to learn year over year in aggregate. The other thing is that founders talk about strategic investors, ones that can give them access, and investors talk about the need for smart founders, and now we can match them with intention. Because here's the thing. If we want to talk about AI uniting us, the decision lies with us. We have to make founders make their companies do these 5 things on an ongoing basis. Thank you.
Questions?
Hi, where do you get most of your data sets?
It's a really good question. So we had 5 data partners: BDC, RBC, Global Accelerator Network that has 70 accelerators with 10,000 companies. We had Next Canada, thank you, Ainsley. And we also had Futurepreneur. So we had 1,100 companies. The data set, we also used some outside data sets. The startup data set included startups like IBM and Starbucks before we went through them, just to give you a sense of how data sets are now being mined.
Thank you so much. You said we shouldn't be afraid of AI. My question is, what shall we do when the machines that we manufacture start making their own machines without consulting us?
Singularity. So here's the thing. It's a little bit like the electricity coming out of the walls to kill you. It's not that electricity isn't dangerous, and it's not like things won't happen. But if you're creating AI, like the chatbot came out, and within 24 hours, it was not so happy with women, and it was really supportive of Hitler. So, you know, if we have this on an ongoing basis, I don't know if it's up here now, but we're taking to task, one thing I ran out of time to say, I challenge anyone, who here is part of an AI company right now? So I challenge you all to say, is your AI company, is the AI you're developing meeting these 5 standards? And if not, what can you do to make sure it does? And that's the way we take not a solution right away, but we take steps towards the right solution.
Hi, I'm a 16-year-old machine learning developer, and I think one point that's raised often is AI is usually like a black box. You don't understand what's going on with the data. So I was wondering if you had any strategies in place to understand and prevent bias with your data.
So I so wish I could channel or matrix the data scientists who every time I'm like, we're going to tell everyone it does all this. And they're like, you're going to tell everyone it does this, not all this. And that's the thing. I can't say that, how do I say this? Our results show with at least 70% accuracy whether a company will fundraise or whether they will grow their team size. And it shows with 90%, over 90% accuracy if they'll IPO or be in operation in 5 years. I can't say then that we are that much better than an industry where VCs are 8 to 20% successful, because that data set is different from ours. I can say that AI has a role to play. So you can't go out and make these crazy claims. You always have to support, and remember that I'm not just empowering investors, for instance, to bias. I'm empowering founders and limited partners. Plus, it's super cool that you're 16 and in machine learning. I want to talk to you after.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.